Hi everybody, welcome back to Storytime with Grandma Kate. In this video, we're going to be finishing Junie B. Jones, is almost a flower girl. We're going to be reading chapters 7, 8, and 9. So if you've been enjoying this Junie B. story and you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that right now. And then you'll be updated on all the books that I read to kids of all ages. I'm finding that adults even like these. I know that I enjoy reading them myself because she is such a hoot. So we're going to start with chapter number 7, called Hope. Mother bought me a beautiful dress for the wedding. It had golden puffery sleeves, and it came all the way to the floor. Also, she bought me fancy pantyhose with glimmery shimmers on them and brand new shiny gold shoes. I could not thank that woman enough. I thanked her the whole time I was in the store. "Thank you, Mother," I said. "Thank you for my beautiful dress. Thank you for my fancy pantyhose. And thank you for my shiny gold shoes." I smiled real big. "Now all I need is my blue fake bunny fur cape and I will be all set." Mother shook her head. "Oh no, no way," she said. "We've spent quite enough for one day." I looked and looked at that woman, because she has no fashion sense, apparently. "Yes, but I have to have a blue fake bunny fur cape, Mother," I said. "Lucille says a blue fur cape adds elegance to any outfit. Lucille says—" Mother interrupted my words. Her voice sounded scary in my ear. "I don't care what Lucille says," she grouched. "No fur cape." I quick backed up from her. "All righty then," I said, kind of nervous. After that, I helped carry my bags to the car, and I behaved myself all the way home. Then I run to my house with all my beautiful things, and I tried my flower girl dress on for Daddy. And guess what else? I walked all the way down the hall, and I didn't even trip. Daddy gave me a thumbs up. She is trying on her clothes for her dad. She looks super cute, don't you? When I was a flower girl, I had a dress that was similar to that, had a sash on it. "What a perfect flower girl you are," he said, real proud. "Thank you," I said. "Only I'm not the real flower girl. Remember, Daddy, I'm just the alternate." Just then, my shoulders drooped a teeny bit, and I didn't feel that happy anymore. Because at first, you're very, very glad to be the alternate. And after that, you're not. That night after dinner, Mother tucked me in bed real snug, and she kissed me goodnight on my head. "Yeah, only don't turn out my light yet, 'cause I forgot to do something very important," I said. After that, I quick got out of bed again, and I looked out my window. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, I wish I might, have the wish I wish tonight. And I crossed my fingers for good luck. "Dear star, please make Bo sick for Aunt Flo's wedding. Love, your friend, Junie B. Jones." What do you think of that? That she's wishing for Bo to be sick. I understand why she's wishing for Bo to be sick, but ooh, that's not nice to wish for people to be sick. I hopped back in my bed. Mother's eyes got big and wide at me. "Oh no, Junie B, absolutely not," she said. "We do not wish for people to get sick. You go back to that window and you change your wish right now." I raised my eyebrows up at her. "Yeah, only how can I change it? It already got sent," I explained. "Fine," said Mother. "Then go back to the window and wish a nicer wish on top of it." She snapped her fingers and pointed. "Now, Junie B, I mean it." I got out of bed real slow, and I walked to the window again, and I looked at the same star. "Dear star, Mother says not to make Bo sick, and so maybe you could just give her a case of head lice, and that's all. Thank you and good night." Mother shook her head. "No, Junie B," she said. "No, no, no." I did a mad breath. But head lice doesn't even hurt, Mother," I said back. "Head lice just takes a little extra shampoo and that's all." But Mother kept on shaking her head. She made me change my wish again. Okay, Star, never mind the whole dumb thing, only now I won't be a flower girl for my whole entire life, probably. So I hope my mother is happy. Amen. There she is, grouching about it. Poor Junie B. After that, I got back in my bed and Mother turned out my light. After she left, I did a big sigh. Shoot, that lice idea was a beaut, I said real soft. Just then, my stuffed elephant named Philip Johnny Bob tapped on me. Don't feel bad, he said. You might still get to be the flower girl. Yeah, only how? I asked him. He thought and thought. Maybe Bo's daddy will be driving her to the wedding and their car will get stuck at a railroad crossing and the train will be a million bajillion miles long, he said. I felt perkier at that idea. Yeah, I said, or else maybe his car might get stuck in something else, like in some ooey-gooey mud or in a traffic jam or in a giant puddle of crazy glue, said Philip Johnny Bob. After that, me and him laughed and laughed. Then I hugged that guy real tight because he's always giving me hope. Chapter 8 is called A Little Tussle. Do you know what a tussle is? Junie B uses that word a lot in these stories. It means like a little fight, a little scuffle. Aunt Flo's wedding took forever to get here. I waited for my whole entire life, practically. And one day at breakfast, Mother told me a happy surprise. Well, tomorrow is the big day, she said. And what do you know? My very first wedding was almost here. That night, I could hardly even sleep. I got up bright and early in the morning, and then Mother came in my room, and she decorated my hair with green velvet ribbon, and she helped me get dressed in my pretty flower girl clothes. Pretty soon, a lady came to babysit for Ollie. Me and Mother and Daddy got in our car, and we rode to the church together. And guess what? There was a million bajillion people there already. I hurried up the steps, and I stood on my tiptoes, and I looked all around for Bo. Where is she, Mother? Where is Bo? Is she sick, do you think? Did her car get stuck in crazy glue? I don't see her anywhere, and so maybe I will be the flower girl after all. She is looking. All the people are dressed in their fancy clothes. Do you think that Junie B will get to be the flower girl? I have to wait and see if Bo shows up. Mother smoothed my hair very nice. Honey, I've already talked to Aunt Flo today, she said, and Bo is feeling fine. She's probably getting dressed with the bridesmaids. Mother smiled. Let's be happy for her, okay? I didn't say anything back, because what's to be happy about? That's what I would like to know. After that, all of us went inside, and a man named Usher holded out his arm, and he walked Mother to her church seat. Me and Daddy followed them down the aisle. And guess what? I still didn't trip. 3 ladies smiled at me. I smiled back. Hello, ladies. See how good I am walking down this aisle? Too bad I'm not the flower girl, right? My voice sounded loud in the church. I like that kind of loud voice. After I got to my seat, I smoothed my dress very nice. And guess who I saw? I saw my Grandma Helen Miller. She was sitting right in front of me. I tapped on her head. Grandma Miller, it's me. It's your grandgirl, Junie B. Jones. Look how grown up I'm being, Helen. And Grandma smiled and winked and said, don't call her Helen. After that, the organ started to play real loud. Everybody stood up. And then all of us looked at the back of the church. And what do you know? I saw Bo. She was walking right down the aisle. She was throwing pink flower petals on the floor. It looked like fun, I tell you. My heart got pumpy and pounding inside because Bo was coming in my direction. So that's how come a great idea popped into my head. And it's called, hey, maybe Bo wouldn't mind if I took 1 or 2 petals out of her basket and threw them, because that would be fair of her, I think. Bo kept getting closer, closer, and closer. And then all of a sudden, she was right next to me. I quick reached for her flower basket. No, shouted Bo. Yes, I shouted back. Then I tried to take some petals out of the basket, but Bo pulled it away from me. And so that's how come I had to pull it right back again. And then me and her got into a little tussle. Oh my goodness. Junie B always likes to make a scene, although I don't think she thinks about it like that. A little tussle is the grown-up word for how come she just won't let go of that darn thing. Then all of a sudden my mother reached over and she pulled my hands right off the basket. Her face was steamy mad. I did a gulp. Hello, how are you today? I said, kind of shaky. I'm fine, only I just wanted 2 little petals, but that plan did not work out apparently. And so now I will just behave myself for the rest of the wedding, I think. After that, I smoothed my skirt, I fluffed my hair, and I acted like my best grown-up lady. Chapter 9 is called Loose Feet. After the church, everybody went to the reception. The reception is a big giant room where you sit at tables and you listen to loud music and you eat food and cake. And wait till you hear this. The bridesmaids' table was the longest table in the whole entire place. I run right to the end of that hugey thing, and guess what? There was a teensy card with my name printed on it. Here I am sitting here, I hollered to Mother. Just then I saw Aunt Flo. She was coming over with Bo. Uh-oh, I said, very nervous, and I quick hided behind Mother's skirt. But Aunt Flo didn't even look mad. She bended down next to me in her beautiful wedding gown, and she held my hand real nice. Junie B, honey, I didn't see what happened in the church, but Bo said you tried to take her basket. Is that true? I shook my head very fast. No, Aunt Flo, I didn't try to take her whole entire basket, I promise. I just wanted 2 teensy petals, and that's all, I said. I held up 2 fingers. Just this many, Aunt Flo, just 2. Because Bo got all the rest of the petals, and so 2 would be fair of her, I think. Aunt Flo looked at Bo. Bo, honey, did you hear that? Junie B only wanted 2 little flower petals. Bo looked shy at me. And all of a sudden, she reached into her basket and she gave me 2 petals. That was very nice of Bo, I think. I smiled real big. Hey, that is a nice gesture of you, Bo, I said. After that, Bo smiled back at me, and Aunt Flo put us in our chairs. Bo asked me how old I am. I sat up straight and tall. I am almost 6, I said, very proud. Bo did a sad sigh. Pooh, she said, I'm only 5, and I'm always the littlest. Always, always, always. I patted her arm, very understanding. Don't worry, little Bo. Someday you will be a grown-up lady just like me, I said. Bo did a teensy frown. You're not a grown-up lady, she said. Yes, I am so a grown-up lady, Bo, I said back. Just ask my mother if you don't believe me, because I acted grown up for the whole entire wedding. Almost. Just then, I quick put my napkin in my lap. See this, Bo? See how I'm putting this napkin in my lap? If I was a baby, I would tuck it in my collar. Grown-up ladies put them in their laps. I sat up even taller. See how straight and tall I am sitting? This is how grown-up ladies sit, I said. We never slouch or slump. After that, I sat very still, and I didn't move a muscle. Now look at me, Bo, I said out of the corner of my mouth. See how still I'm sitting? I am not even squirming. On account of grown-up ladies do not get ants in their pants. That's why. I folded my hands very polite. Now I'm folding my hands very polite, and I'm waiting for my food. Bo kept on looking at me. The end, I said. After that, I kept sitting there a real long time. That's how come Bo got tired of looking at me. She started playing with her spoon. She clinked it on her water glass. Also, she clinked it on her plate, and her knife, and her head. Grown-up ladies do not clink their spoons, I said. Bo shrugged her shoulders at me. After that, she made a puppet out of her napkin, and she made it bite my nose. Hey, I said, very surprised. Then I quick did a frown. Grown-up ladies do not play with their napkins, I said. After that, I did a big sigh. Because my food was taking 1,000,000 years, that's why. Finally, my legs started to get stiffish and tightish. Also, I got an ant in my pant, and so my foot went to sleep. That's how come I had to hop down from my chair, and I stamped my foot on the floor. Sometimes ladies have to stamp their sleeping feet, I explained to Bo. This is perfectly acceptable to do this. After that, I shaked my foot all around, but it still did not wake up. I looked at Bo. Okay, here's the thing. Sometimes ladies have to skip around the table to get their blood pumping, I said. Really? Said Bo. Yes, I said. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. After that, I started to skip around the table. Only too bad for me, because my new shoes hurt my heels a real lot. Plus also my fancy pantyhose drooped all the way down to my knees. I walked back to my seat, very limping. I looked at Bo again. Sometimes ladies have to go under the table and adjust themselves, I said. Bo looked curious at me. They do? She asked. Of course they do, I said. That's how come they make the tablecloth so long. After that, I ducked under the tablecloth. Quick took off my shoes, plus also I took off my pantyhose. Ah, better, I said. I'll tell you a secret. If Grandma Kate was her, I'd be doing the same thing. I cannot stand pantyhose. I cannot stand pantyhose. I cannot stand pantyhose. My pantyhose slide down my legs too, and they are not comfortable. I would rather be like her, barefoot and no shoes and no pantyhose. Then I climbed back into my chair again, and I wiggled my piggy toes all around in the air. Oh, what a relief, I said. Loose feet. All of a sudden, my eyes got big and wide, and I did a gasp, because that reminded me of what Mother and Daddy told me. Hey, Bo, I said, real thrilled. Loose feet, get it? I have loose feet. Huh? What? Said Bo. So that's how come I told her all about my boyfriend named Ricardo and how he wanted to chase other people and how Mother and Daddy said I should have loose feet. I think they said she should be footloose and fancy free, which means like just to kind of do what you want. Get it, Bo? Get it? I asked. Mother and Daddy were right. Loose feet are funner than grown-up feet. And after that, I quick got on my knees and I clinked my water glass with my spoon. And also I clinked my plate and my fork and my head. Sometimes it's fun to be little, right, Bo? Right, right. Me and Bo clinked spoons. Right, she said very giggly. After that, I made a puppet out of my napkin and I made it bite Bo's nose. That is not even the best part, because after lunch, me and Bo skipped around the whole entire room in bare feet, and we throwed flower petals on people's heads, and no one even got mad. Because when you're little, you can get away with those kind of shenanigans. It was the funnest time I ever had. And guess what else? After the reception, me and Bo hugged each other goodbye. She said she will call me sometime, and I said I would write her a letter. Only first I have to learn to spell more words, I said. Bo shrugged her shoulders. That's okay. First I have to learn to read, she said. After that, both our daddies picked us up and they carried us out to the parking lot. So cute. They had a great time together at that wedding reception. Hey, look how high I am, Bo, I hollered to her. I am as tall as a grown-up lady almost. And the grown-up ladies don't even get carried. And so too bad for them. Right, Bo? Right? Right, hollered Bo. After that, we waved goodbye at each other. First I waved my hand, and then I waved my whole entire arm. Plus also I waved all of my 10 piggy toes. I laughed real happy. See, Daddy, see, I've got loose feet, just like you said. Then Daddy laughed too, and we sang the Pretty Bride song all the way to the car. So I hope you enjoyed Junie B. Jones's Almost a Flower Girl as much as I did. If you would like, I will put the link to this book to our local library here in Toledo, Ohio. But I'm sure if you don't live in this area, you can find it at your local library and enjoy it once again at home on your own. So until I see you at our next story time, have a great day, everybody.